Huh. Is this gonna work? Alright, so this is Mike Lauro with the Little Rock Table Tennis Club, and I've got multiple cameras going here, so bear with me. One is live on Facebook, the other is recorded on my video camera for YouTube later. So several people have asked me how I change rubber on a table tennis paddle. So I'm going to do a series of videos. These are unscripted. I haven't practiced any of this, so this is just sort of as live as it gets. So here's one paddle case by Yola, and the paddle to change the rubber is in here, so I'm just going to take it out, and I want to show you the paddle that we're going to change. So it's got sponge rubber on both sides, so there's a layer of sponge and then a top sheet of rubber on that side, and the same thing on this side, two different colors. This particular paddle does not have edge tape around the edges, which usually protects if you hit the table or if you drop it, it protects the wood underneath. So in this introduction video, I want to just go through the rubber. So this is an example of a rubber sheet that we buy for table tennis. It comes in a plastic wrap. You cut one end off with the scissors, pull it out. Usually there's some kind of manufacturer design, however fancy they can get. And then, so it comes with a protective piece of paper that's stuck on the sponge, or on the rubber, so just to peel it off. And then, so what you get is a square sheet of rubber. This is the tacky side, and then this is the sponge side. So just a square sheet. What we'll do later is we'll put it on, and then we'll glue it down, and then we'll cut around the edges. So I just want to show you how the rubber comes in the package, and then I have one tip on how to protect your paddle when you store it in the case. Alright, so if you saw, I took the paddle out of this case just with nothing around the paddle. So what this is going to do is this is going to expose your paddle, the edges in particular of the rubber around here, to getting chewed up more as you take it in and out of the paddle case. It's going to wear these things down, and then it'll look pretty nasty, like a rat chewed all around your paddle. So here's how I store my paddle. Alright, so this is the case. You can store them in different ways. So what I like to do is reuse the clear plastic that the paddle comes with, or that the rubber sheet comes with. So I hang on to that, and then the piece of paper that is on top of the rubber, I'll use it again, and I'll just trim off a side, and then I'll crop each of the corners, and I'll keep that, and I'll put that on one side, and then on my other side I'll have another piece of paper from a different kind of rubber, and I'll just put that on each side. And you can see that there's a gap around the edge of the paddle, so the edges of this rubber sheet here are not going to hit the side of the paddle case that I have. Alright, so I'm going to put this on, right, so you can't touch the sides of the rubber. And I'm just going to slide it into the packaging that the rubber sheets come in, like that. Now this is a round paddle case. This really wouldn't fit, so it's not going to be for every paddle case. You'd see you wouldn't be able to zip it up. So you could trim that off. Instead of having it square, you could just go around here and trim off a circle, leaving more of the paper, leaving it wider than the edges of the paddle, and that would work for this. So since I have a rectangular paddle case, I use the squares. So that side's protected, this side's protected. I'm going to slide the paddle into the plastic wrap, and then in the paddle case, I'm just going to slide it in here and close it up. Now I'll open this up because this particular paddle case is nice. Here's where all my stuff is that could puncture rubber. So this is all like keys, paddle cleaner, that sort of stuff. Here's a hard plastic piece. I'm going to put that there, and then one paddle goes there. I have another hard plastic piece that goes on there, so it protects both sides. And then I just use the template and cut this out of some hard cardboard. So I put the other paddle there, and then I put this on top. Right, and then this is padded from the outside, and then this zips up. So you can use this method for different paddle cases. If you have a round one like this, then you can get some cardboard if you want, and if you wanted to put 2 paddles in here, you could probably get a piece of cardboard to put in between them. So anyway, that's a tip on how you can store your paddle to help protect the edges from getting chewed up. And then we went over the piece of rubber that comes brand new in a square. Alright, so the next video is going to be me going through this paddle and removing, well, maybe, and removing the rubber off of each side. Alright, thanks for watching this one.